This video is all about tempos and how to understand what's written in your workout. When we write tempos for a workout, we like to use a 4-number sequence. So it might be written something like this: 4, 2, 1, 1, or a 3, 1, 1, 1, or a 2, 0, 2, 0. These tempos are extremely important because they're a way that we use to be able to make sure that you're getting the right stimulus to your muscles, creating the right tension, and working the right part of the contraction. The way that this works is that the first number is the amount of time in seconds that it takes you to lower the weight. So just for ease, let's create a different tempo. We'll say 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we don't really ever use this one, but it'll make it a little bit easier. The first number is the amount of time it takes you to lower the weight. So we'll say a 4-second is an eccentric contraction. And that's essentially the part of the contraction where you're lowering the weight down. So if you think of a bench press, the eccentric would be you start with full tension and you start to lower the bar down towards your chest over 4 seconds. And that's 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. The 3 would be the amount of time that you hold at the bottom. That's an isometric contraction. Isometric contraction is one of the most important ones if you're just starting training. So that would be the amount of time that you hold the bar in the bottom position. I want to emphasize that the isometric contraction is not a relaxation point. You're actually holding tension at the bottom of the movement. In a squat, it would be all the way at the bottom of a squat. In something like a row, you're releasing the weight away from your body, so you would actually hold it away from you for 3 seconds, right? So an eccentric in a row would be releasing the weight for 4 seconds and then holding for 3 seconds with your arm fully extended. The 2 is the concentric contraction. And the concentric portion is the part where you're actually moving the weight. So in a bench press, it would be the part where you're pushing the bar away from you. Or in a row, it would be the part where you're pulling the weight towards you. In a squat, it would be the part where you're standing up from the squat. That's a 2-second contraction. And then the 1 is the amount of time, that's another isometric. That would be the amount of time that you're at the top part of your movements. In a bench press, it's with your arms all the way extended. In a row, it's with your arms all the way back at the end of your concentric part of the movement. In a squat, it's at the top part of the movement. When you're actually performing the exercise, it's extremely important that you actually stick to the tempos that we give you. We choose some of these tempos to stimulate your muscles a certain way, but other times we choose these tempos because it's the portion of the movement that you're poorest at that we need to work on, and these will actually help keep you safe. So if you want to figure out a really easy way to do really safe weightlifting, make sure that you push as hard as you can, but make sure that you can keep these tempos exactly as we've written them in your program. And then you get to the point where you can no longer keep up to the tempos. Let's say that you go to push the 2-second concentric. Let's say you go to push that weight and you can't do it in 2 seconds. It takes you 3 or 4 seconds. Well, you know that you are no longer able to do this exercise within the parameters that we set you, increasing your risk for injury, and you're also decreasing the adaptation that we're trying to get you in your muscular system, and potentially you're just getting yourself tired. So I think this is the amount of time. The first number is the amount of time that you release the weight. Third part, or load the weight. Third part is the amount of time that you stay in that position. The 2-second part is the amount of time that it takes to push, and the 1 second is the amount of time that you stay after you've done whatever the actual movement is. And that's how you figure out what tempos we're using in your exercise.